Imagine someone tells you that you're going to receive 86,400 rupees every single day, maybe dollars if you are on the other side of the world. But on one condition, that you need to spend this money before the end of the day, else any balance left will have to be returned. What would you do? Any person with the slightest amount of common sense would spend the money. Now, what if I tell you that you actually have this on a day-to-day basis? It's not money, it's seconds. Every day we get 86,400 seconds credited to our life. What we do with these 86,400 seconds changes who we are. Now, everyone has the same amount of time, but how you spend your time wisely makes all the difference. Now, I'm going to share with you today 4 such techniques which will help you to ensure better control on the time that you have and to also maximize productivity in your routine life, both personal and professional. So we call it the 4D technique. Okay, so what is the 4D technique? It stands for do, delegate, delay, and delete. So let me explain these to you in further depth. The first one is do. Now, there are certain things which only you have to do because you have the expertise, you have the wherewithal, or you are accountable to complete a particular task. So let's say, for example, if you are at work or you are running your own business, there is a particular task that only you can do because you can do full justice to it, or you are the only person authorized to do it. So you have no choice but to do it yourself, right? So these are the tasks which should be given maximum priority on your to-do list, which means that you got to focus on these tasks first. These are called tasks that follow in the do category. The second category is called delegate. Now, what is delegate? Now, you will see that there are certain tasks that you have which you can do, but perhaps it would be a better idea if you can delegate it, if you can ask somebody else either in your team or in your family to do it, depending on the nature of the task. If it's professional, maybe one of your team members or colleagues can do it, or maybe your subordinates. But if it's a personal task, you might want someone from your family to do it. So what is delegation? Delegation is handing over of your responsibility or task to someone else. Now, why do you delegate? Why is it necessary? For the simple reason, you can't do everything. Okay, so you have to learn the art of delegation. Any person who becomes a successful leader has to equip himself or herself with the art of delegation. Unfortunately, though, a lot of people fail to delegate. Now, there are reasons for that. One is because you don't trust others with the task as much as you trust yourself. What if he or she does not do justice to this task? Will he actually complete the task? Those are kind of questions which stop us from delegating. But you need to start delegating so that you can minimize the workload on your table. There is no other way around it. So number 2 is delegate. Number 3 is delay. Now, what is delay? Now, I know most of us are very good at delaying stuff, but this is a different kind of a delay. So when you look at your list of things to be done, you will see that maybe out of 10 items, there could be 1 or 2 things which you could do perhaps a couple of days later, or maybe a week later, or maybe a fortnight later. If you identify a task which you can delay, which you can take up later, because it's not going to make a difference to what you're doing currently, then you have the choice to delay that task. You can look at things which are more priority for the time being, rather than looking at a task which will only have an impact maybe 15 days later or a month later. Okay. Now, I'm not asking you to procrastinate. That's a different evil altogether, where you shrug work because you're not feeling that you should do a task. But delay is a conscious choice. You look at your list and identify tasks which is not really important at this point in time, which might gain importance over a period of time. And therefore, you can breathe easily and you can push that task for the next few days or the next few weeks. So number 3 is delay. Number 4 is one of my personal favorites. We call it delete. Now, what is delete? This is one of the toughest choices to make, but I think it's a practical choice to make. Delete are all those tasks which we need not do at all. So why do we have them on our list, first of all? Sometimes you don't have it. Sometimes others have pushed it onto your list. Okay. So this is where it's important for you to be assertive enough to tell people, that you will not do certain tasks. One, maybe you're not authorized to do it. Second, it's not your work, it's somebody else's. So it's good to help people, but do not let people decide your to-do list. That's very important. I'm going to repeat that statement for you. Do not let others decide and dictate your to-do list. So if there are tasks which you think you should not be doing, be brave enough to say, I'm sorry, but I won't do it because I'm looking at other priorities right now. So focus on what you need to do and try and complete those tasks. That's what we call delete. So here is the golden formula for you once again, the 4 Ds. The first D stands for do, tasks that you need to do. Number 2 is delegate. There are certain tasks that you can do, but it's better that you delegate it to someone else who can do it better, or perhaps who can do equal amount of justice to that task. Number 3 is delay. Not everything needs to be done today at this particular point in time. So if you can delay it, go for that conscious choice. And last but not the least, delete. Anything that you feel you should not be doing, don't burn your energies on that. Just delete it from your list. Trust me, if you follow this principle of the 4D strategy, you will breathe easy. You will have a far, far better control on the time that you spend. And the 86,400 seconds of your life will add a lot of value to who you are as a professional, as well as an individual. Try it and do let me know.